You're focusing on helping President Trump play strongman on television. He has illegally deployed troops to Chicago and other American citizens.
If you're not going to protect your citizens, President Trump will.
The indictment of James Comey left me very concerned about the direction of the department.
No one is above the law.
I believe the independence of the Department of Justice has come under attack.
I wish that you loved your state of California as much as you hate President Trump.
All right, time to bring in our panel. We have Mary Catherine Ham, Fox News contributor, Annie Linsky, White House reporter for the Wall Street Journal, and Fox News senior political analyst Juan Williams with us tonight. It's great to have you all this evening. Mary Catherine, as we saw there, the Attorney General went a bit scorched earth today on Democrats in this hearing. She did not shy away from getting personal in some instances. Was that the right strategy for her?
I think stylistically and strategically, this is a shift from things you've seen in the past. She and Kash Patel both have vulnerabilities, and because they come loaded with oppo for the people who are asking them questions, those senators who are not terribly well prepared all the time don't get to their vulnerabilities as efficiently as they might otherwise do. And when it comes to the weaponization of the FBI, she is right to come with counterpoints, including the fact that Grassley revealed today that 8 sitting senators, the FBI grabbed their phone records for what probable cause we do not know, involved in the Arctic frost investigation. So that's important. That's pertinent information if you're having a discussion about weaponization, which the Democrats only want to have about her.
And she got into it with Senator Hawley on Arctic frost. Take a listen.
Attorney General Bondi, well, what was going on here? Who ordered this? Who ordered the tapping of the phones of United States senators?
Senator Hawley, I cannot discuss the details of that right now for very good reason.
You're going to do a thorough investigation into this, I trust. Is that correct?
We will be looking at all aspects of this.
Juan, it is, with the limited information we have, it's not a great look for Democrats, to put it mildly, for the Biden administration.
No, look, I think anybody, Republican or Democrat, would say that that looks like overreach on the part of a prosecutor. It's wrong of Senator Hawley to say that it was tapping. There's no indication that there was any tapping. What it was that they wanted the records of the duration and occurrence of these phone calls because they were interested in whether or not you had U.S. senators cooperating with the effort to overthrow the 2020 election. But I just, I'd pick up on what you were discussing with Mary Catherine. I think that this was political theater, and it was about revenge and vengeance, and she put on quite a show because she personalized things so directly. But again, Republican or Democrat, just wanting information and accountability from your public officials, from your chief law enforcement officer, the Attorney General of the United States. 0 on Epstein, 0 on the indictment of the former FBI director, 0 on sending troops into American cities, 0 on Tom Homan allegedly taking $50,000 in bribe, 0 on the possibility of Letitia James being indicted. You just think, well, what is this? So now we don't hold our public officials to any level of accountability.
Annie, what did you think of the hearing?
Yeah, I saw this hearing very much as Attorney General Bondi performing for an audience of one, who is Donald Trump. Bondi has a really close relationship with Trump, but she has had some struggles with Trump's base, some of whom have turned against her and have called for her to step aside. And today, I think that she had to prove that she could be in that hearing, stand up to Democrats, mix it up, and drive a strong, at times quite personal message geared towards the kind of performance that Trump would like. And, by all accounts, she appears to have achieved that.
I would say that all hearings on Capitol Hill at this point are political theater for a specified targeted audience. MK, I want to ask you about the shutdown because it's raging on. There is now debate among lawmakers about whether or not furloughed workers are going to get back pay. Take a listen to President Trump earlier.
Is it the White House's position that furloughed workers should be paid for their back pay?
I would say it depends on who we're talking about. I can tell you this, the Democrats have put a lot of people in great risk and jeopardy.
Have you identified programs to eliminate under this shutdown?
Oh, sure. I think they made a big mistake. We're able to take out billions and billions of dollars of waste, fraud, and abuse, and they've handed it, on a silver platter.
What did you make of that exchange?
Yeah, look, Republicans met the demand of Democrats from time immemorial to give them a clean CR, and they can come along in that clean CR. I think the problem for Democrats is that they are negotiating with Russ Vought, who has dreamed of this since a small child. And Trump, believe it or not, is the good cop in this situation. Now, you may be able to convince him to start negotiating on some things, but frankly, I think they should encourage Democrats to come along, and then you can have the discussion about the pet issues that you would like to have a discussion about. And I think the American people would welcome a discussion about the fact that the Affordable Care Act, in fact, is not affordable, as even the Washington Post editorial page had to admit the other day, because it did not meet the promises that they sold us on many years ago.
Annie, real quick, Larry Kudlow on our air earlier was talking about the fact that non-essential workers could essentially all be laid off during the shutdown.
These are some of the threats that the White House and Russ Vought have been making. But Republicans are, especially Republicans on the Hill, are making a broader point to the White House at times that Republicans tend to be blamed for these shutdowns. That's usually what happens. They come into this shutdown with sort of on high ground. And they worry that the sense of the White House relishing in layoffs could change that dynamic and actually hurt them, especially in a moment economically when there's so much uncertainty.
And now flights across the nation are starting to be impacted during the shutdown as well, a major headache for folks. Panel, thank you so much. Juan, I owe you one for next time.